Hello, and welcome to Do You Watch Anime? This is so strange still. What's up? My name is Adam Corky, and this is a show where I sit down with a guest and ask them, do you watch anime? And we go from there. So, guest...
Hi.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Rabib, and if you go by cosplay names, I can go by Boy Wonder. Yeah, that works for an introduction.
All right, Rabib, do you watch anime?
Nah, never.
No? All right.
Never watched any anime in my life.
All right, thank you so much. Next week, no.
I do watch anime,
Yeah.
as you might have guessed.
I can't tell at all. You're just wearing that for fun.
Yeah, I don't know who this is.
Yeah, not at all.
I just like the word freedom.
So what was your introduction into anime?
There's sort of a two-parter to this. So
Okay.
like growing up, I watched a ton of YTV, as a lot of kids in Canada did that are around my age range. So the first anime I watched would have been Pokemon.
Hell yeah.
And also, like, I watched Digimon and Cardcaptors because they were all around the same block. Cardcaptors was Teletoon and not YTV, but same idea. But the first time I watched an anime that made me realize, like, I like anime itself, I like the art style and the music and the fighting, was Inuyasha, which was a Friday Night Bionics thing.
Damn. I'm surprised you can even remember the fucking show.
The, like, Bionics? Yeah, that's ingrained.
Yeah, god damn. So what was it about Inuyasha? Because we had Moon on in the first episode, who is, it's one of her favorite anime, and got her take on it. What was it about Inuyasha that made you, little Rabib, go, ooh?
I mean, as a young kid, it was mostly the action.
Yeah.
The first episode that I can recall watching, I don't know if it's the first one I watched, but the first one I recall watching is when Koga kidnaps Kagome.
Oh my god.
And Inuyasha has to go save her, and they fight a bunch of like bird demons, and like he just uses Tetsuga to slice a bird in half. And at the time, that was probably the most violent thing I'd seen in like what you would consider a cartoon. And I'm like, this is cool.
That's so good. I love that. That's what happened with me with Dragon Ball, where I just saw violence and my brain just went, ooh.
Yeah. Cartoon flashy violence, definitely the way to hook a young male child.
Yep, exactly. God. From Inuyasha, where did you go from there?
A lot of just Inuyasha for a while.
Yeah.
Bionics had other shows. It had like Detective Conan. I didn't really get into that.
Yeah.
It had a lot of the dot hacks. I didn't really get into any of those.
Mm-hmm.
Zatch Bell, I don't know what TV blog Zatch Bell was on, but I watched a lot of Zatch Bell when that was on
Yeah, that was a
TV,
good one.
so that was probably my next one that I watched for a bit. Naruto, I didn't get into until later, but Naruto was probably the next really big one I got into, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So was that through YTV, or was that just...
No, Naruto was through YTV. Like,
okay.
I'd seen a bit of it on TV. I want to say around middle school is probably when I first got into, like... I realized I don't have to wait weekly to watch.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, wait, I could just find a website and watch it then. So Naruto was the first one I like went out of my way to look for to watch.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of people's first like illegally download.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, I can watch all of Naruto for free.
The second you realize you don't have to wait weekly.
Yeah.
Especially because like I don't know how well you remember Naruto, but it's slow paced.
It is.
Like you throw one punch and there's 5 minutes of memories of like how we met the first time. First, like, every time we met, of why we became enemies. I'm like, yo, you don't need this between every single attack. But yeah, like, I was like, okay, we can get through this quicker. So, found it online, ripped through whatever was out at the time.
Yeah. Perfect. I love that. That was when I was like, what? So they stopped playing Dragon Ball Z. I don't know, when I was growing up, and sorry. And basically, they just started playing Dragon Ball GT right after. And I was like, what is this hot garbage? I don't want to watch this hot. Shout out to Tanner. He likes that shit. No.
I'll jump on that. GT's a lot better than people give it credit for.
I don't want to see Goku's penis.
Don't remember seeing that.
I do. I was like, that's new. I mean, you see it in Dragon Ball, like the original, but yeah. I was like, what is this? And then I went online and I was like, oh, I can watch all of this. I never got to watch the Boo Saga. Let's watch that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I did see the Boo Saga on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The second you realize you had like from going from waiting weekly to like, oh, it's all accessible online, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I found the One Piece.
Quite literally. So from Naruto, where did you go from there? Because those are like the building blocks, the Pokemon, the Inuyasha, the Naruto. Usually it just breaks off from there. Where does that go from Naruto?
Trying to think of order. Still on Inuyasha, I didn't end yet. Death Note, because this would have been around high school.
Yeah.
That's when I got on Death Note.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if I watched much more in high school. That's probably it.
Damn.
Yeah, I didn't get super into anime until recently, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. Yep. Fucking goddamn bastards making fun of me.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you had to suffer. We just waited till it got mainstream. Nah, I was obviously into anime before it got mainstream in the West, but not like as deeply. Like I wasn't hunting down like manga chapters and like learning Japanese to like get ahead.
God. So we're gonna go back to Inuyasha for a bit because so there are some discussion. Oh, Jesus Christ! There are some discussions online that say that Inuyasha hasn't aged the best.
Okay.
What are your feelings on that?
Are there any particular things that they point out? Because it would depend on specifics.
They talk about the pacing, how it's quote unquote a lot of filler, but it's not. The manga's just 50 fucking volumes.
The manga feels like a lot of filler. I read the manga.
Yeah.
And I read there's parts of the manga they just straight up cut out for the final act.
Oh my God.
There's an entire miniature arc where what happens? Sango gets kidnapped and Moroku's all like, yo, we gotta save Sango. And because like he obviously cares.
Yeah.
And like the person that kidnapped Sango is this like attractive looking dude. And he's like, oh, like I'm cursed and I need your blood to transform back. And then like they find her and Moroku's like, yo, just like drink her blood from her hand or something. Don't like go near her face. And then the cursed guy like drinks it and he turns into a mosquito and flies away. And I'm like, it's really good they didn't animate this because what was the point of this?
What? Oh my God, Jesus Christ! And
yeah. I do agree. I feel like if Inuyasha were ever remade, they could streamline a lot of it.
Yeah,
the pacing is all over the place.
Yeah, because like some people say that their least favorite part, one of the least favorite parts is when Inuyasha goes to Kagome's world, and I could disagree more.
I feel like he doesn't do that too often.
No.
But I do enjoy it when he does. His interaction with like
so good.
Sota is always fun. The first time he goes when like they have to fight the No Mask, it's cool because like there's actual combat there.
Yeah.
And like it's funny to see him interact with modern world things.
It is.
When he finally meets her like trio of sidekick friends, like that's also a cool interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's not an issue. There is a lot of what feels like instead of like tackling their big bad, it's like, oh, let's go to this village and do this. And let's go to this village and do this. And like it's fine early on, but anything after he unlocks the backlash wave, I'm like, you guys are wasting time on like small fry, man. Go have fights you struggle in.
Yeah.
I do realize now that like action was not the focus. Like Inuyasha is more a romance than anything else. So it kind of makes sense in that they were just using time to build like the character interactions. But as a young kid, I was like, nah, I just want fighting. So I do see the pacing issue.
I just want fighting.
I just want fighting, man.
I loved it when he wanted to go outside in the normal world and he had to put on the baseball hat to hide his ears. That was so fucking good.
Or like a bandana sometimes.
Yes. Oh my God. Jesus.
Can't be walking around with, dog ears. Although, if it were set today, no one would bat an eye.
No.
It would be totally normal to be walking. Well, it'd be more normal now to be walking around with furry ears on.
Yeah. Also, the like, because I watched it with Moon a couple years ago, like all of it. I had never seen
That's crazy.
any
That's
of it
like
before.
250 episodes.
Yeah.
No, that's over 300.
Yeah.
Including final act?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so that's like 317, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Movies too or nah?
I've only seen one of the movies.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically my biggest grief is Naraku needed to die so much sooner. Jesus Christ. I'm like, are they going to get him this time? Nope. Are they going to get him this time? Nope.
It is, in a way, just the longest game of hide and seek of all time.
Quite literally. I'm just like, what are we watching now?
At what point, I've seen some people talk about this when they're like when they just start and they're like, oh, I wonder what happens after Naraku. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So at what point did you realize like Naraku's not like just the first villain? He's the villain.
Yeah. God. Fuck. Have you seen any of Yashahime?
Oh boy. The first few episodes of the first season.
That's it?
Yeah. Dude,
Oh,
it
wow.
got so boring
I know.
so quickly.
Yeah. That was my biggest, like season 1. Hot goddamn dog trash.
It just takes so long to get
It takes so long, and like it's not needed.
Yeah.
There's so many things that are not needed, and then you'll have it's like they produced anime in the 90s because it was like important episode, 3 episodes of nothing. Important episode, 3 episodes of nothing. Oh, it's the end of the season? Oh, there's 10 episodes of important things. And I'm like,
I remember the episode I stopped. They went to like a village of like possessed people, and there were like cat type demons, and I'm like, all right, I didn't need this. And I was like, you know what? I'll just wait till the season's ended, and then I'll catch up to what's important. And that second part never happened.
yeah, understandable. The second season was much better.
I've heard.
Much better. Like, I just don't understand where they. Well, I understand where they went wrong because they didn't have this was an anime original.
Yeah.
They didn't have any, source material. The manga's really good.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Don't think I'm gonna pick it up, but
Nope.
I've heard that.
Fuck that shit. So nowadays we're getting back into nowadays.
We've come to the present.
We've come
Much
to the
like
present.
Inuyasha.
Exactly. Full circle. There'll be like a rainbow coming over the white backdrop.
Like SpongeBob. Like,
Yeah. Full circle. So what are some of your favorites now?
Take a guess. So off the top of my head, my current top 3 would be Devilman Crybaby,
Okay.
Madoka Magica, and then Attack on Titan.
Holy shit. Okay.
Demon Slayer is up there.
Mm-hmm.
It's only been 1 season, but Hell's Paradise, if it stays the same quality, will be up there.
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah.
Dororo, I really like Dororo's recent adaptation, although
Mhm.
part of it did feel like it dragged. What else have I seen recently that I've liked like quite a bit? That's all I got in my head for now.
Yeah. So we'll go to sorry.
Yeah, no, take your time.
We'll go to let's talk about Devilman Crybaby because that's one I haven't seen.
Oh boy, okay.
So pitch me why I should watch Devilman Crybaby.
All right, this one's a hard sell. Definitely not for everyone.
Yeah.
Tons of like, so much nudity, like unrelenting. There's just so much of it.
Oh. I was not expecting that.
It's weird though, because it's like, you know how in anime there's just a lot of fan service and like everything's oversized and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
Okay.
It's just nudity.
It's
kind
just straight up nude. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like it works with the plot because it's about like it's about demons and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's also about this guy going through puberty and like learning about himself in that sense. If I were to sell it to anybody, first of all, I love the length. 10 episodes is great.
Oh, okay,
Even if
yeah.
you start it and finish it and you think it's the worst thing you've ever seen, you've lost at most like 3 hours of your life, which
Yeah.
for an anime is not the longest amount of time. It's the least amount of time you could lose.
Yeah.
The action's great. The animation itself is so unique. There's no other anime that has animation of that style, which a lot of people hate, but I personally love. I think it's good for the fighting. And just the story's so good. The place it starts and where it goes and how it ends, I just could not have predicted any of it, especially like the final reveal of what's truly going on.
Yeah.
It's like I was like, whoa. That whole like the last 2 episodes is just like, whoa. Also, the music's great.
Yeah,
The
I've
music
heard
is
the music's
top-notch.
great. It'll pop up on my Spotify every now and again.
Right on.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. I was not expecting you to start with nudity.
There's just so much of it. You can't tell someone to watch a Devilman and just be like, yeah, they'll be fine. Like that's something that requires a warning.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay. We're gonna get in the meat and potatoes of it. Attack on Titan.
Oh, I love Attack on Titan.
It is controversial. It
Mm-hmm.
is one of the biggest anime to come out in the past 20 years, I'd say. It has probably the biggest cultural impact of anime in the past 10 years at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you like Attack on Titan so much?
I actually didn't even like it that much at first.
What?
When it started out, I was like cool. It, like their fight scenes are cool. The
Yeah.
way that the story's developing is cool. But it's like it's kind of another anime where there's just a giant monster they have to fight, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Not that crazy. You get the reveal that Eren can transform. I can do spoilers here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the reveal that Eren can transform into a Titan. It's like, okay.
At this
So-
point, it's like 10 years old at that point.
yeah,
so,
that's true. And it's
yeah.
like, okay, cool. You get the reveal of there's other people who are like traitors and Titans also. Like, where is this going? When you finally get the reveal of like, yeah, they're not the last people. It's just that everybody else in the world hates them, and the story is about racism and
Yeah.
like prejudice and war. I was like, nah, this is great. This is phenomenal. Because it was always about something, but it became about something so meaningful and real. And like just the idea of like everybody hating a specific group of people because of the propaganda around them is so real to
Yeah.
this day.
Oh, it's true.
So like that really resonated with me. And then moving forward, the way that switches to turn Eren into what is essentially like one of the most evil characters in all of anime, just like a crazy final antagonist. I just thought that was such a clever writing twist, and it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, I like all the other scouts, like the way that their characters develop, to see them grow and mature is a lot of fun. The way their fights are choreographed, drawn is also very good. Just it's almost like a Spider-Man fight because they're able to
100%.
swing around and
Yeah.
stuff, but they have blades.
Yeah,
So,
there's a one of my because I've read the ending and
Mhm.
whatever. There's one scene in I want to say season 4, and it's where they come in the dark, and all you see are the fucking what are they called?
The ODM gear.
Yeah,
They
the
shoot
ODM
it.
gear, but all you see is that, and I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck. Yeah,
Yeah, I love AOT.
yeah,
Obviously I see why it's controversial.
yes,
Taking this, not beloved protagonist
No.
at all, but taking this protagonist and just making him into this arch villain, and like in a way that so much of the fan base actually sides with this genocidal character. Like I see why that would be controversial in real life.
yeah,
Understandably so.
and
but
the whole like both sides are bad, and I'm like,
yeah,
yeah,
I feel like it's written in a way that works though. Like if you have media literacy, that sounds mean, but if you have
No,
media
you can say
literacy,
it, yeah.
you should understand what like the story's trying to tell without being
Yeah.
like good, bad, this should happen, this should not type deal.
yeah, yeah. That's yeah. This is the first time we've talked about AOT like in depth on the show. So because I've always been scared, but
Yeah.
that this was a good. This wasn't very scary. So going on from Attack on Titan, something that I just finished, Hell's Paradise. Holy mother of God.
Did you like it?
That was so good. Those last couple episodes, I literally like very few anime this year have made me go, let's go! Like get so hyped. Like, god damn.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I feel like it was slept on at first. I remember seeing the trailer 2 years ago, and then Mappa kept delaying its release, and I'm like, this is gonna be like their bastard child. Like, it's gonna release, very few people will watch it. It'll get forgotten because all their money is going into JJK and Chainsaw Man, which are good.
Yeah.
And, like, it's cool that it's not cool that they're like working their employees to death, but
Yeah,
it's cool
not
that they're
cool at
putting
all.
so much focus onto these animes. But
Yeah.
like, because I was excited for Hell's Paradise from before, I'm like, yeah, I'll give this a watch.
Yeah.
And you can tell while the animation's good, it's not as good as the other two I mentioned. It's not as good as Attack on Titan either.
Yeah.
But like, they do go in for the fights, and again, the writing's really good.
Yeah. One of the coolest things that I found out while just doing research on Hell's Paradise, because I'm a weirdo,
Research is important.
because I love the manga art style as well, and like the different colors, it's just fucking beautiful. And I'm like, what the hell? Because like there's called the Dark Trio in Shonen a couple years ago. It was JJK, Chainsaw Man, and Hell's Paradise because they were all fucked up and dark.
All Mappa.
Yeah. So the thing was, Chainsaw Man's mangaka, his old editor, made Hell's Paradise.
Ooh, that's cool.
So I'm like, that's fucking sick as shit. Like, god damn. And like the little kind of tease at the end of
Yeah.
how he's,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, don't.
I'm curious to see. I saw a bit of where that goes. I saw that. I'm like, I have to read up to see where this goes. So I read maybe like 2 to 3 chapters after the ending.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'll watch the rest when it comes out.
Yeah.
Just hopefully sooner rather than later, but probably not.
I mean, by the time this comes out, announcements have probably been made about Hell's Paradise. Hopefully, not.
They announced season 2. They haven't said when, so I'm guessing 2025 or 6.
Yeah. Yeah, because Jump Festa is going on as we're recording this, so they said there's more info on Chainsaw Man, Hell's Paradise, a bunch of other stuff.
Everything Mappa.
Everything Mappa, My Hero, all that fun stuff. So I noticed there's something not on that list, good sir, and that's My Hero.
I do like My Hero.
Yeah.
I think it peaked and went past its peak for me.
Okay.
So, like, I like the school stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a sucker for superheroes in high school. I love, in the non-anime realm, big fan of Spider-Man, big fan of Teen Titans, big fan of Invincible. So I like that, there's a school where, like, these kids have powers and they learn how to use the powers. And I think season 2 overall was my favorite season. That whole tournament was just cool.
Yeah.
It was nice to see everyone do well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when I was like, okay, like My Hero's cool, but it feels like it's dragging. But there was a point where it felt like it was dragging. And like, I still like My Hero and I'm excited to see what's to come, but not as much as anything else I've named.
That's valid. Yeah, I think by like I want to say season 5, that was probably the weakest of the seasons.
Is that
That's with Endeavor and like their training thing, and like all the like students go up against each other, and like a lot of people dropped off at that point, which is kind of sad because right now in the manga is the best it's ever been.
Yeah. And
ever.
even like this season was really good.
Oh my god,
when they
it's
did
so
that whole,
good.
the fight, like that everybody fight.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, no, this is crazy.
Yeah,
like
it's so
a good
good.
time to jump back on.
Yeah.
It's
Right?
not boring.
No.
It has periods where it gets boring.
Yeah.
But overall, it's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good talk. No. Next, what I wanted to touch on, because I just did a full rewatch of this show. Like a full rewatch,
Okay.
all the arcs, all the everything.
It's a long one.
No, it's not a long one. Demon Slayer.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Demon Slayer. So, what is it about? Because everyone I've had on the podcast has seen Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Because there's a reason it's so big.
It's the one, dude.
It's the one.
Yeah.
It's the one.
The one. Yeah.
So what do you think that Demon Slayer is so popular?
Oh my god, there's so much to it.
Mm-hmm.
it's very easy to access. If you've never seen an anime before, someone's like, yo, what do you want to watch for the first time? Demon Slayer is great. It's very straightforward. It has phenomenal animation. I know people like argue over like whether Ufotable, UFO Table, however it's said, has better animation than Mappa or not. And like maybe this season they're giving it a run, but like overall, I feel like Ufotable still has it. Like their budgeting is insane. There's a reason they keep cutting taxes. Like
I'm glad I wasn't the only one who said that.
Yeah. They like it's just all their fights are so good.
Yeah.
Tanjiro is just like an insanely likable main character. And like everything about it works and it's simple. A lot of anime is like they'll take like Attack on Titan. They'll take lots of twists and turns. Devilman has twists and turns in it too. Madoka has one savage twist.
Yep.
Demon Slayer is pretty straightforward from the get-go. And a lot of people will say that's one of its weaknesses. I think that's one of its strengths. You get what you want. It's like it's one of the older shonen, super streamlined. Very little filler, if at all. It's just like this happens, this is the solution, this is how we get to that solution. Here's two guys helping me get to that solution. Going to solution. That's it. And all the fights are really good.
Yeah.
Like what more do you need? The humor is also on point. There's like subtle hints of romance, but there isn't too much, which is just enough for like for most fans, I think.
Yeah.
It's good. The music's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I think Tengen versus what's his face? I forget the
Uzui. No. Tengen is Gyutaro.
Yeah. Gyutaro is one of my favorite anime fights in all of anime.
Might be my number one.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, when we were getting to that part, because we were watching with Reed, who hadn't seen it before.
Yeah.
I literally was like, okay, this episode is my favorite episode of anime ever. When I first watched it, literally from start to finish, my jaw was like this. Like, and I don't get surprised a lot, but holy mother of fuck. They put their whole anime bussy into that, or animation bussy into that.
Oh, yeah. It's maximum budget. They're definitely broke all over again.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a good thing that Genshin has so much money to pay them for the Genshin anime.
Yeah, for sure. So good. I love how that fight's done too, because a lot of anime struggle with power creeping the MC.
Yeah.
And like maybe Demon Slayer gets to that point eventually, but with the characters we have right now, everybody had relatively equal involvement. Tanjiro obviously had a bit more, but like everybody was involved. There was genuine concern. Like you kind of knew they weren't gonna die, but there were points where like, oh fuck, everyone's just gonna die.
Yeah.
And like it was good. There were consequences. They weren't grave consequences, but the fight had consequences. Just like all the slicing and dicing looks so cool. So good. Love that fight.
And I think that's what I like most about more modern shonen is not everyone has plot armor to protect them. So you could see your favorite character for a whole 50 chapters dead.
Yeah.
Like so many series.
Did you read ahead before watching that fight?
I didn't.
Okay, so when
I've read ahead now.
When Inosuke got stabbed through the chest, did you think he died?
No, because I had at that point I had known like the end, kind of the ending, and who was in the big, the big fight. So I was like, okay, my boy's safe. My boy's safe for now. Because I was like, what's gonna happen? But, I was like imagining it as an anime only, being like, oh fuck, he's dead. And then Inosuke waking up, being like.
Yeah, I can magically rearrange my internal organs even after I've been stabbed.
Yep.
Like, all right, cool.
I'm just like...
I knew you weren't going to die, so they had to make something up. I'll take it, sure.
Yep, sure. Great. 10 out of 10. I love that. Yeah. So, you are a bit of a horror fan.
Just a little.
Just a little bit.
No, I love horror. It's my favorite genre.
Yeah. So, my question was... Are there any horror anime that you would recommend? Someone who hasn't delved into horror anime before.
Horror anime is a harder one because I feel like with the animation, it's harder to really sell the horror. There's more horror manga I could recommend.
Yeah.
So I'll jump into this one because when you asked about my favorites, I forgot about this one. But Parasite is one of my tops. And Parasite as a manga is super creepy. And like very scary and well done. But like. The animation is too clean for it to be actually scary, which is fine. It's still a great sci-fi action story otherwise. But if you're looking for horror, more to read. Read Parasite, read Uzumaki. It's a good read.
Yeah.
There's this whole... So the writer of Uzumaki is Junji Ito. He's very known for a bunch of horror manga. And like, there's this whole thing of his work is unadaptable because nobody's made an actually scary version of it yet.
Yeah.
They're working on an Uzumaki that I've heard for like 5 years now. So
Yeah,
maybe that'll be good.
The short stories they put out of like his stuff on Netflix and like stuff. No, it's not good.
Yeah,
it's
no,
not good.
not at all. I will bring it back to Devilman.
Yeah.
Devilman isn't like horror, but it's so horrific that it might as well be.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so,
the same with Chainsaw Man being like it's like body horror.
yeah.
Being
On
like,
that night. Also, Madoka. Madoka definitely goes more psychological horror.
Yeah,
but,
just a little bit.
hey, look at that. My top 2 are both horror in
Yep.
ways. What a shock.
What a shock.
Attack on Titan early on also has like the pure Titans are creepy looking.
Oh my god.
Even near the end, like the pure
Yeah.
Titans always just look terrifying. So
Yeah.
there's elements. There's always elements of horror in most things I like. Because Demon Slayer is not horror
No.
if you know how to use a sword.
Yeah.
If you don't, then it's horrifying to live in that
Yeah.
universe. So, and like the demons themselves are scary
Yeah.
if you
Goddamn.
can't fight them.
Yeah. It's they're
JJK also on that note, like if you know how to fight, then yeah, cool. But if you don't, it's a horrifying
oh
universe.
my god.
And
To
like
be
all their designs are scary AF.
Yeah, to be a non-jujitsu sorcerer is like I'm just towing with every day I could die.
Yeah.
Every day. God. So speaking of Jujutsu Kaisen, are you caught up on everything or no?
I fell off earlier,
Okay.
and then recently my friend showed me some of the more recent fights. So like at some point I'll jump back on and like fully catch up.
Yeah.
I know kind of what happens up to like 3 episodes ago, but
Yeah.
not all of it.
Okay.
So I've seen like the fight with Sakuna. I don't know how to say his name.
Yeah.
And Maharaga, and like
Yeah.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
But that's about as far as I
Okay.
am.
Not bad. Keep watching. There's things coming up that you don't know that happen, and I can't even say. I don't
All
even
right.
want to say anything because I've read all the manga.
Yeah, I remember. I think a month ago, every single person's like Insta story, "Yo, Jujutsu Kaisen, anime only ain't ready." Like literally every single person's story was that. And I'm like, okay, cool. I wonder what happens. I think I know what happens, but you know.
There's multiple things that happen
Yeah.
that I'm like, So, what was it about Jujutsu Kaisen that intrigued you at first?
The theme song's banger.
Oh, it is.
A lot of every show I like the theme song's usually banger.
Yeah.
I will say Devilman's theme song is not that banger, funny enough, because the rest of its music is phenomenal. The fights were good. It like, if you've ever watched Bleach, it has the same sort of hook as Bleach, where it's
Yeah.
like, it's that paranormal type fighting anime. It's a paranormal shonen, which I guess Yu Yu Hakusho also did, but I never really got into that one. But yeah, that was the initial hook. Season 1's really slow. I like fell off of season 1. This is all it is. I can go back on it at some point, but it takes its time.
Yeah. God damn.
I watched a movie with you. That was good. I remember that.
Yeah. JJK Zero.
Yeah.
So good. So fucking good. It's my boy.
Who you cosplay. It's pretty
Yep.
cool.
Yep. Chef boy. When you're going to say you have time and you're like, I want to pick up something new. What are some like not requirements, but what are some of the like, I need it to be this, and this, and then I can like actually click on it and watch it.
I don't know if I have any like too hard requirements.
Mm-hmm.
There's some I know. Like someone will suggest something to me and I know I won't watch it. Like my friend recently was like, watch My Happy Marriage, and I'm like, dude, no.
Watch My Happy Marriage.
Yeah, so no. I'm not gonna watch that. I was like, all right, let me know when there's a fight and I'll watch it. And there have been 2 fights and I've seen both the fights. And like, I'm not gonna watch any more of it. But like, so on that note, romance is cool. I like romance as a plot device. It can't be the main focus. Let's see, what else? It doesn't have to have action, but I would like some action.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't have action, it can't be like super linear. It needs some sort of narrative twist, like be Death Note-y or be And it's like Devilman or Attack on Titan, but they're both action heavy.
I was gonna say those are very
Yeah, but like, okay, if you don't have action, at least have like other narrative hooks that aren't as straightforward. Be dark. I'm not like, I don't like Spy Family. I don't like I don't know. I don't like happy cutesy stuff.
Oh
it's
my
cool
God.
that people do. I'm glad that anime is getting that niche. We're finally at the point where the fan base is like, yo, reality sucks. I need something happy.
Yeah.
Good for you guys. I'm not watching that. I need darkness and tragedy and like emotional wreckage. I need characters to not really, but I need I need bad things to happen in anime for me to enjoy watching it.
God damn. Okay. Have you ever watched Sailor Moon?
Yeah, as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some dark shit in Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Like, god damn. Like I never realized this until I rewatched it as an adult, and I was like, oh, there's death.
Yeah. Don't magical girls can go places.
Oh yeah.
They don't always, but they can.
So pitch me on Madoka, because I've seen one episode.
Was it the first episode?
It was the first episode.
Okay. So the generic go-to pitch is finish the third episode and then you're hooked on for the rest.
Okay.
My pitch is just that like it's gonna be the same pitch I say for everything. But basically, fighting's good. Animation's unique for a lot of the fights. I don't remember if there was a fight in the first episode, but if there was,
I don't remember. It's
like
been a while.
the way they do the fights is really cool. The background changes, the color palette changes. Everything about them looks unique. Music's good, story's good, characters are good. I love the design for Kyubey. If you don't know the twist of Madoka somehow, like it's a great. It's not an unpredictable twist, but it's a great twist. And like Homura's such a good character. The way they do her backstory and everything about her in episode 10. Like, episode 10 in and of itself is a masterpiece. Yeah. Also, despite how happy-go-lucky it seems and how dark everyone knows it to be, like, I would say the end of the anime does have a happy ending overall.
Okay.
And then if you watch the following movie, it's sad again. But then there's a movie coming out next year, so maybe they'll turn that around. I don't know.
Who knows? Is it like anime original or is it like
Madoka?
Yeah.
I think it's anime original, yeah.
Oh wow, cool. Because when it did get like originally shown to me, I was like, oh fuck.
It's good, man. It's like, if you don't like magical girls, it's a hard sell. If you do like magical girls, it's also a hard sell for different reasons, but it's so good. It was, when I had watched it, it was my favorite up until I saw Devilman.
Wow. God damn. Yeah. Shit.
Also, like, similar with Devilman, it's 12 episodes, man. Like,
it's only 12.
If you hate it, you've lost 3 hours of your life. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I remember that length because I was in university when I watched it. And I had an exam the next day, and I took a break between studying. And I'm like, you know what? I'll take like a half-hour break and watch one episode. And 3 hours went by, and I was like,
yeah. That happens to us all the time.
Yeah.
The newest anime that happened was we're doing. Obviously, it'll come out after this after this is out. We did a best of the 2023, into 2024 video, whatever. And we caught up with an anime called The Apothecary Diaries, and it's basically Anime House, like the show House,
like the MD.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's like the animation's beautiful, but we literally binge watched the first 9 episodes in one go.
Nice.
And I'm like, can I get more? I need more.
Just like, yeah. Nah, I've been there. You ever, when you're finally done a series, like, it's satisfying, but you get that hollowness of like, I'm never gonna get that again. I had that most recently with, despite having read the end of Attack on Titan, having watched the end of Attack, I'm like, it's gone. I'm never gonna get more content from this universe. And like, I had that in a day for Madoka. I had that in a day for Devilman. It's just like, whoa.
Yeah. Well,
it's a feeling.
It is. Well, when I finished binge watching Toradora, that was the first anime that I finished it. I went, huh, and I put it back on. I immediately put it back on, and Moon is like, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't want it to end.
You're that meme of like, happy face
Yeah.
and sad.
Yeah.
Episode 1 happy face. Yeah.
Yeah. Straight up. Like, god damn. Like, there's some series that I just don't want to end. And I'm just like, if I just stop watching now, it doesn't have to end.
You could watch One Piece and it'll never end, and then you're satisfied.
I mean,
I'm not saying watch One Piece. I don't watch One Piece, but
Yeah.
people love it, and I don't think it's ever gonna end. So,
Welcome to the show where you piss off the entire fan base.
hey man, I've heard for over a decade now. Yo, it's gonna end soon. It's in the final arc. I'm like,
God,
nah,
no,
bro.
No.
You've been saying that for so long.
Yeah, I don't trust anything a mangaka says about an ending. It doesn't matter who the mangaka is. I'm like, I don't trust you. You could get an idea tomorrow and be like, oh, just kidding.
Yeah.
Like,
No, when I said it was almost over, I lied.
yeah, it's like Jujutsu Kaisen's mangaka. I don't trust anything that person says. Anything. Oh, yeah, this is going to be the ending. No, it's not. Nope. Sure it is. Fucking asshole. God. I was going to say I had something up here and I'm so I'm watching through I'm watching through Black Clover right now.
Okay.
And I'm going to have this is a little Adam rant for a minute.
Go for it.
I'm going to talk to Dan about this to an episode or two after this. But just now I got to like 32nd episode and I noticed something. Literally within a scene, the animation got real bad.
Ooh,
and I'm like,
no.
Yeah. And I'm like, uh-oh.
Okay.
Don't do this to me.
There's one, I'm going to come back to this, but whenever it comes to budgeting issues, there's one that everyone talks about. So keep your going. But
Yeah. I watched the whole episode. I texted Froppy and I was like, hey, how long does this last? And then I put another episode on. I'm like, oh, it's still here. Okay. Let's hope it doesn't take me out of this story. Because I actually really like the universe. I really like the story and characters. But fucking hell, that difference when it changed. And I'm like, why are their eyes so far apart? I literally was like, don't let it ruin it. Please don't let it ruin it. Because I want to keep going. I want to feel some sort of payoff. I'm 30 fucking episodes in. There's 187 more.
It's a lot.
Yeah. It's one of those that did like every week, like One Piece.
Yeah, it's the older one. So.
Yeah.
Never seen it. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's been really good, but like that goddamn animation, fuck you.
Hey man, things have budgeting issues.
Yeah.
Let's say, not one I'm as attached to as a lot of fans tend to be, but if you want to talk about people complaining about your anime budget getting worse, man, Evangelion, like, do you know what happens at the end of the anime?
No.
Apparently,
I have no idea.
like, they run out of so much money, it goes full, like the last 2 episodes are a PowerPoint presentation. It's just like people talking and like images, and that's it. And I'm like they really just ran out of money at the end of that one.
Yeah.
People love it though. Eva's one of like,
Mhm.
it's considered one of the greatest.
Well, yeah. It's fucking I've never seen it, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
There's some points in the JJK manga where I can pinpoint where Gege was gonna take a break because there's some scenes that I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? These are just sticks. I'm like, how did this get to print? I mean, I understand they had to push out a manga, but I'm just like, I can't wait for this to be animated.
One thing JJK does well, and Demon Slayer, a lot more modern animes do, is like the animation just improves things so much more than the manga. Attack on Titan does this really well too.
Yeah.
I love Isayama. He was not the best artist when he started. He improved a lot, but like even then, I don't know if you remember when the manga ended, the amount of heat it got from the fan base. Like I think the anime improved the manga ending a lot.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. I haven't watched the end yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely remember when that happened, and I was like, uh-oh. Yeah. I tried reading AOT so many goddamn times, and I'm just like, this is so butt fucking ugly.
A lot of animes need the animation. It is how it is.
Yeah. I'm just.
And not just like the music, the
Yeah.
movement fluidity,
Mm-hmm.
the budget into the fighting and all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. And like Freerin, which is I think coming out as we're whatever. It's 24 episodes now. So like I've read most of Freerin and
Never heard of this one.
it's really good. It's medieval and it's about an elf.
I don't know how much I like medieval things.
Yeah, but the anime made it even better, which I didn't even think was possible. And I'm like, holy shit, this is so good.
That's always hype.
Yeah. God damn. God damn.
Wait, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I saw a trailer for it.
Yeah.
Don't think I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's less action. It's more about life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Is
more,
it like the elf is like eternal, and then like
Um,
the party will move on with their lives?
yeah,
and you'll
she's
get a
not
new
eternal,
yeah.
but she lives. Elves live longer than
Okay.
way
I did
longer
see
than
a trailer
humans.
for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being on here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was a ton of fun.
Yeah. Where can the lovely people find you?
Let's see. I'll just give my cosplay handle. So, Boy Wonder Cosplay, spelled BOII Wonder Cosplay, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
If you wanna talk anime, if you wanna flame me for not watching One Piece, here's your opportunity. If you wanna flame me for liking the AOT ending, go for it.
yeah. There you go. You have full permission. I'm kidding. And yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We come out with videos every single week. So go subscribe to that. My name's Adam Corky. You can follow me anywhere, everywhere named Adam Corky, except for Instagram, which is Corky Cosplays. Donate to the Ko-fi, which is kofi.com/Adam Corky. And yeah. I know. I really, thought about it for a while. And yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks for having me, Doug.